Today we're going to be using estimation to help us solve some problems. An airline flies 84 flights per day. If each flight carries 65 people, about how many people fly? Alright, so let's take a look here. Again, we're using estimation, so our two important numbers. We have 84 and we have 65. Now I'm going to estimate 84. We're going to go ahead and make that 80. And we have 65 people. When you estimate that, typically you kind of think of rounding. Since it's a 5 or higher moves up to the next one, so we're going to bump that up to a 70. Now in this problem, since each flight carries 65 people, I did know to multiply. So then our last step is, we do 8 times 7, which is 56. Then we count our zeros. We have 1, 2 zeros. We add our zeros to the end. And our answer is our numerical answer is 5,600. And then since it's a word problem, you must always have a label, people. And that is the 5,600 people per day that fly. Let's move on to our next one. In our next question, there are 64 crayons in a deluxe box. If a school bought 35 boxes, about how many total crayons were bought? Alright, so again, we are thinking of estimation, so 64. 64, is it closer to 60 or 70? Since it is a little bit closer to 60, we're going to go ahead and use that in our problem. And then 35. 35 is right in the middle when you think of rounding. 5 or higher gets bumped up. We're going to go ahead and bump that up. Estimating and rounding are different, but they are similar enough that I at least suggest to use rounding rules when estimating. Alright, so our 35 we did bump up to 40. So again, we are going to multiply because each box had 64 crayons. They bought 35 boxes. So my new estimated problem here is 60 times 40. 6 times 4 equals 24 with my 2 zeros. Alright, and then I finish that off. That means there were 2,400 crayons that were purchased by the school. So just to recap, typically what we're going to do is you first need to figure out what numbers are important. Next, you're going to need to go ahead and estimate, as we did here, and with the other one. Then, depending on what the problem asks us to do, you will add, subtract, multiply, or divide. And then you get your answer, and when it's a word problem, we don't want to forget our label. I hope this helps.